Yo, this shit popped in my head and ooh. So look, God is schizophrenic, literally. So look, your soul is an offshoot of God, literally, right? As well as everything else on this goddamn planet and inside space, it's an offshoot from the one original source. Meaning that every personality on this planet, right, is just an aspect of God acting as if it was separate from itself. That's what schizophrenic people do. They have all these different personalities, right? Like in the show Moon Knight. You feel me? Is that I don't know if that's just what I don't know what it's actually called, but my white friend, I had a white friend that put me on to that shit. You feel like I haven't watched it, but he tells me about it and stuff like that because he knows I'm into Egyptian mythology. And inside the show, they have the god Khonsu on that bitch. You feel me? Now with that shit being said, right? Inside the show, he has multiple personalities. See what the motherfucking with the movie Split. That motherfucker got multiple personalities and shit like that. They all acting as if they separate people, but they all the same shit. They all inside the same body, but acting differently, nigga. We all inside God's body, acting like we all different, my nigga. The universe is literally God's body, like literally, it's God's body. You feel me? Like I swear to God, like people trying to find out where God is. He's not up there. He's all around you, and it's not a he, it's a it. He or it's a he, she. You feel me? But it's all around you. It's all fucking like you're seeing God just in a physical form, and you cannot perceive God's true form because it's a hidden form. But the the form of God that could be seen is all around you, and in its purest form looks like light. But in the most pure form, you can't actually see it. But the most pure physical form is pure light, pure energy. You feel me? But beyond that, you can't see that, and that's what God truly is. You gotta find, you gotta connect with that. You feel me? But when you're not connected with that, you're just a schizophrenic person. Now, as a normal person, right, you may not look schizophrenic, but in the perspective of being God, you're just a schizophrenic being. Anyone who's separate from creation is a schizophrenic being. You feel me? Even if they're religious or spiritual, because if they're religious or spiritual, right, but aren't actually in tune with the one source that everyone is connected to, then it's like they're all just schizophrenic beings in the perspective of God. You feel me? But in a human perspective, they may be normal. You feel me? But I also want to say this: just because somebody, right? This is a very important point. Even if you are made, even if your physical body is made by unnatural means, you still have the same source inside of you. You feel me? It's just like, you feel me? You could have an iPad and a motherfucking Android tablet. You feel me? Let's say that the iPad is the most authentic creation, but then you have some knockoff motherfucker. Actually, not fuck that. Let's say an iPad and a fake iPad. You feel me? So you have the real iPad, and somebody came along and said, you know what? I'm gonna take this fucking iPad and then just make it less efficient, but make it kind of look the same. You feel me? Now it's still got clear differences on it and stuff like that, but it's all powered by the same energy. You feel me? So it's like the forms may be different, yes, and the forms may be completely unnatural. You may have a completely unnatural form on this planet, but it does have the same source as you. You feel me? Now it doesn't have the same creator, maybe. Like it may be manufactured differently, but the thing that keeps it alive is the same source. It's the same energy inside that shit. You feel me? I may be manufactured differently from you. We may have different manufacturers. That's true. That is true. But the same energy keeps us alive. And the same energy sustains this whole entire fucking universe and stuff like that. You feel me? And if you don't see that shit, you're just a schizophrenic being in the eyes of the most highest intelligence. You feel me? And hey, this is true for me too. I act schizophrenic sometimes. Not like not like I'm this person and I'm that person. You feel me? Like, yeah, I know I changed my name from Jedi to Sarjan and stuff like that. You feel me? But I don't actually think I'm two different people. You feel me? However, there are points of time when I separate when I realize that I'm feeling separate from the creator. And it's like, you need to be able to admit that to yourself, because religious people do it all the time. You feel me? And so do spiritual people. They do that shit all the time. Even though they claim spiritual or claim religious and stuff like that, you feel me? They're not always in that awareness 100% of the time, because if they were, they wouldn't do certain shit, literally. And that's just a fact. A lot of shit you wouldn't do if you were truly in tune with that shit 100% of the time. You feel me? And I'm highly aware of that shit, and that's even true for me. You feel me? So yeah, I gotta hold myself to that same standard to be talking about that shit. You feel me? Because a lot of people don't actually do that, and I don't want to be one of those people. You feel me? Fuck no. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it though. God is schizophrenic, and by that I just mean that you and everything else and everyone else on this planet is literally a piece of God. However, we act as if we're not that one piece. We act separately all the time as if we're actually different. And because of this, you feel me? We're truly schizophrenic if we're looking at ourselves from all being part of God. You feel me? Because we are all one with God. Now, me as an individual, technically I am not God. However, I can become God. You feel me? But as I do that shit, I will not perceive this body or other human beings. I'd have to literally transcend time and space, you feel me? Which is possible. You could do that shit every single day if you wanted to, you feel me? I'm just letting you know, though, when you actually become God, you don't perceive people. You can't perceive anything to actually become God, you feel me? However, when you start perceiving shit again, you can have the awareness of that and then act as that, you feel me, to the point where you damn near look like God, but you won't actually be God until you stop perceiving everything. You'd have to go to a hidden place, because what did I just say? God's hidden, you feel me? You can't see God. You can see God as light, but that's not God's truest form. God's truest form is hidden, you feel me? And in order to be that, you have to become hidden, literally. And if you're hidden, then that means you can't see yourself and you can't see other people, and no one else can see you. They may see your body, but they won't see you.